Oh wow, my hair again. Let's get this hair looking good. Hey everyone, glad to see you here again. Today we're out at Butler Wash in Utah with Brian from Colorado Backcountry Adventures. And specifically, we're gonna look at the road shower.
This is the first model that came out with it.
You've had this for 4 years now, you said?
Mm-hmm. In full sun.
If you would have built it yourself, you think it would have lasted 4 years?
That long. No, and honestly, I don't think it would.
I really don't. Oh, hey, what's up, Brian?
Yo, what's up, Phil? How you doing, man?
Good, man. So I was wondering how you shower. Tell me about this road shower.
Okay, so the road shower is my preferred way of taking a shower in the backcountry when I'm not next to a river or anything like that. One thing to keep in mind is that if you do ever take a shower in a river, don't use a lot of the soaps in the river. Just shower off, rinse off, and then take water out of the river when you're actually getting the soap off, because the soap can take oxygen out of the water, even the stuff that's supposedly biodegradable. It's bad for the rivers. So what I'll typically try to do is I'll find river water and then I'll fill up my road shower here. This is a metal container that came out roughly about 4 years ago. The company did, I think 3 or 4 years ago. And so I got this. At first I had a Nemo pressure shower bag. It was the Helio 5-gallon pressure shower foot bag that I would use for showering. But it was just a pain because I'd always have to like fill it up and then heat the water and get the bag out and all those things. So I wanted something that was more permanent, and I found this online, and it was on a Kickstarter, and I bought this is the first model that came out with it. They've got bigger models now, and I think they even have a smaller size, but this is the 5-gallon size, and it's real simple to use. You just have your little spout here where you put in all your water. So I'll take my aqua container that I have, set it up on top of this thing, put the spout right there and let it go, and then fill it up with about 4.5 gallons. I usually don't fill it all the way to the top. The reason for that is if you have 4.5 gallons, then as the water heats up, it expands and pressurizes itself. So right now the water is sitting at about 93 degrees. And if we take this off and push this, we'll see how much pressure we have. Not a whole lot. That's just with no air pressure putting in itself. Now what I do have is I've got a little tire pump that I carry with me. This is a little cheapo $20 one. And if you look on top here, there's a little valve like you'd have for your bike tire, and you can actually pump this metal canister up to 25 psi. So in doing so, you can get this thing to like shoot a freaking mile, which is great. And so I'll just put this on top here. You want to make sure it's all the way down. If not, it won't connect. And then you just start pumping it up.
You can hear it moving the water in here.
Yeah, it's definitely, it gets it really nice and pumped up, and then give it a couple more here, and then we can, we're about 20 psi right there.
You can kind of hear it over here as well.
Yeah. And then, so you can take that, put it away, and what I'll do is I'll have it actually when I do the shower. It's more, look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Spraying the doggos.
Yeah. And then when I shower, obviously I'll do more of like the mist one like that, like the shower one.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised how long 5 gallons will last for a shower. What I'll do is I'll put this up like this. So I'll keep the last portion of this connected on the Velcro. And then it's easy just to hook this in right there. And then you just grab it, rinse off, shower up, put it back on, lather up like that, take it back, do another squirt, rinse off. And one thing that I think is key that you always need is you need to have like some sort of thing to stand on. So I've got this little mat that I use. These are actually the interlocking mats that I used in the back on the floor of the slide-in topper, but I'll put that down like this. That way when you stand on it, your feet don't get all muddy, because you'll be showering up and then your feet are all muddy and then you gotta like deal with that mess. But if you can do it like this and just have your shoes off to the side, then you can dry off while you're still on the clean platform, and go from there. So I found like with the 5 gallons in here, I can get 2 solid showers out of it and then still use this for like washing off dishes and things of that nature. Now, there are times you'll be out and you just won't have any sun, so this won't heat up. So when that happens, I'll just either build a campfire or use my stove, and I'll heat up water in this deal and then put it in. Just kind of keep cycling it through here and just keep heating up the water till I get up to the desired temperature, and then I'll close the top and pressurize it real quick and take a shower. So you can do it even if you don't have sun out. But it's nice. It's nice for showering. It's nice for cleaning off dishes, and it's nice for, oddly enough, washing your dog. That was great timing code, I think.
Yeah.
But I've had to wash Sierra off a couple times when she gets in real stinky mud, because I don't want that getting inside the truck topper or inside the cab of the truck. So there's a couple times where she's gone through some really stinky stuff, and I've actually given her a bath using the road shower. So I think it's useful. This one, if I remember correctly, it costs $300. You guys can make them too. You can make it out of non-leaching plastic materials. You'll see people do that as well. So it's whatever. If you like to DIY stuff, it's easy to do. If you want to just buy one, just go to roadshower.com and check it out. But they're really good, multi-use, have an onboard water that's pressurized. It's a game changer. It really takes just hygiene and everything to a new level. So if you're going to be out here doing this, whether it's part-time or full-time, I recommend onboard water, whether it's the road shower or some other device like that, just some sort of reservoir that you can pressurize. The container itself is pretty lightweight. It's just real thin metal.
Yeah.
So it's just a canister. So when when there's nothing in it, it didn't weigh much. So it's kind of a nice counterbalance to the awning that I have on the other side. So if this is full, the awning on the other side weighs 47 pounds. So this weighs 45-ish or let's say 50 pounds. It's a good counterbalance for that side.
Or you have to think about the weight you're adding to your roof for center of gravity, but that's not a lot of weight.
No, not at all.
And coming from someone who has like a water pump and a outdoor shower, like the camper outdoor shower full setup, I think that's pretty sweet to have that much pressure.
Yeah.
I can't produce that much pressure. There's no way.
It's crazy, man. Like I've used this to actually like wash off my truck and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you literally could. You could wash all that. And if you were by a stream and you could pump water up into it or something, unlimited water, that'd be cool.
Well, that's what I'll do. Like if I'm at a stream and I know the stream's, pretty clean water and doesn't have like tons of, junk in it.
Yeah.
I'll just go down there and fill this thing up and then just walk up to here and just keep filling up and let the sun heat up. Like in Colorado in the summertime, it's usually by like 9 o'clock, it's like 70, 75 degrees up in the mountains, and it'll stay like that all day long and sunny. So what I'll do is I'll go get Cold Creek water at like 8 a.m., fill this thing up, but then by 11 o'clock I have a hot shower of like 104 to 108.
Yeah.
And that's a game changer, dude. And the
That's
thing is like, there's no excuse to go live like this and like offend everybody by not showering for like 8 months at a time. So just, it's possible. It's like you can stay clean on the road and it feels good. Like you don't want to be out here just not showering, indefinitely because you feel like crap with that. Like good personal hygiene on the road. If you present yourself in a good manner, like we were talking about the other day, if you keep your rig clean and keep your camp clean, like you won't draw attention to yourself. So this is just like it's one of the best tools that I've ever bought for my truck. I use it every day.
Yeah.
Multiple times per day.
That's awesome.
And then it's a water reservoir also. Like if I get to a point to where I run out of water in my aqua container, I have some extra water here.
Yeah. I've seen the PVC pipe setups that people will self-build, and you'll add a little valve and you'll have essentially the same thing. You've had this for 4 years now, you said?
In full sun.
If you would have built it yourself, you think it would have lasted 4 years?
No, and honestly, I don't think it would.
I really don't either, honestly.
Because I think the seals and stuff like that, obviously you can seal them up with like silicone and stuff.
Yeah.
But after a while being in the sun, that stuff cracks and breaks.
Yeah.
So I mean, in my opinion, like for the DIY stuff, for like the camper stuff, like I don't mind doing that for the interior, but for the exterior stuff that's exposed to the sun, it's like I'll buy a product.
And it's your water source, So, and I really like the construction. I think it's super solid. It's aluminum, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and like these welds, like it's just that's a nice piece. And to make that yourself, you either have to have a lot of talent or pay someone. I mean, it's the PVC pipe to me just doesn't really compare if you're talking about using it every day, if you're talking so.
Yeah, and I mean, I keep it on in the wintertime too, and people say in the winter don't keep water in it because it'll blow out the seals, but I do. I've done that for the last 3 winters, and it finally blew out the seal on the nozzle, so I just grabbed a little $5 nozzle and replaced it, and it works just like new.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to ask. That just looks like a standard garden hose nozzle, right?
Just the same one you buy for like your hose, and it attaches. This is basically a garden hose, with the same type of end on it. So you just attach the one that couples on, and then, I mean, look at that, dude. Like, watch this.
Yeah. Jeez. That's insane. I mean, that's getting a solid 15 foot, 20-foot range.
Like a thick stream.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, like I said, it's one of the most useful things I've ever bought.
Yeah.
For living this way, and it helps me. Like tomorrow, you know, I've got that meeting with the BLM and Friends of Cedar Mesa at 2 p.m. So I'm gonna shower before I go in. So like I go in looking presentable. I'll do laundry, shower up, and then I can head in there, and I look like
Yeah.
nobody knows I live out of my truck.
Thanks for showing us, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And be sure to check out Brian's channel too. Yeah.
Yeah, Colorado Backcountry Adventures. I got a bunch of stuff on here about truck camping, and then also winter camping in the Colorado Rockies in a tent with the wood stove. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
We're just hanging out in Utah, doing a bunch of different videos, trying to show you guys the setup and just kind of how we're doing things. So
Yeah, and then we're gonna hike to some ruins later today. So we'll be sure to videotape that and show you guys the ruins that we're gonna head to here in Bears Ears National Monument.
yeah.
No.
The question is, are you down to mob?